Oh!
The price!
Who's next?
For my sins.
What do you mean? I think it is time. It's pretty early. It's the second day, but when the hearth flame goes out. So we were all thinking a while back, like, oh, Freminet story quest. It's probably gonna have a boss in it. If it's not Freminet, it's probably gonna be Nouvelette story quest. Gonna have a boss in it. Nope. It's Arlecchino's herself.
Hey, traveler. Paimon.
Yo.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
Over here.
Poisson. Lenny. What's up, Blade?
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running into you two out of the blue like this has really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
Or were you?
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Oh, I haven't heard Paimon in a little bit.
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Poisson.
Oh, are Lynette and Freminet here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more
Poisson.
crowded than usual.
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's really going on?
Well...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
I like how Paimon's hair is almost kind of close to hers. Paimon is the knave.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Father, you're here.
You
No,
know,
not really.
On second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right? We totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now.
From where?
Of course. I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting, because how this is starting off, we're like right into it. Well, we are a little curious. We still have our reservations about your organization.
I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future.
That's a sentence. I'll keep that in the back of my head.
As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
But the traveler's a little too trustworthy.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
Right into it, huh? Some kind of ghost story, maybe?
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth.
Did she have red hair?
So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
The mean concerned. couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. Yeah, no kidding. If I saw somebody with X's in their eyes, I'd be a little concerned. I'd definitely keep my distance. She said we should stick around for a few days, but why?
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings.
Other siblings?
You're quite well
Spoiler
known
alert.
in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. If we're your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
No.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go. I'll take you to where we're staying.
As long as writing's not clicking. When the hearth flame goes out. Be a house guest.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
We're staying the night? It's like the same house that Freminet was in.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
It's not the real house, though. Oh, so these are the other children?
Linny, you're finally here. The
Chapleau.
supplies. I'm assuming you.
Chapleau.
Brought them with me? Yep, here you go.
All right. Who's gonna be the sus one in this situation?
Hello? Something caught your eye?
It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello. Are you
No way!
Volts? Wagon.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Hellier.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Ain't no way.
Oh, it's all right! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's
Hey.
concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give. As you can imagine, everyone's been very curious about you.
Aware.
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
True.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry and Hotel de Boer in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon?
Yes.
Oh, not cool at all!
Mine's also a bit of a stretch.
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
You really house of the house of the hearth children? Why are you not playable? Not yet.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have anything to give to you. Come on, we insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison.
No, I'm
And
good.
by that,
Poison?
I mean medicine or actual poison.
Oh,
I've
God.
got both. Huh?
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about
Shaplo.
stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Oh, I thought he was talking about her for a second. I was like, what?
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know.
Kind of sounds like Toma's VA.
I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the after effects. So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
House of Maniacs.
When you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
That was the deepest Paimon's gone. Stealth tactics.
Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Let me just take down my list. Dangerous situation keeps on coming on after another. You start to get overwhelmed.
Selwar, I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Lady putting down the law.
Really?
We definitely feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we've had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Yeah. My flying companion.
Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
Well, we'll talk to you all later.
All right, see you later.
Bye. See ya. Now watch. Okay. Thought it was gonna be like, it was gonna zoom in on her face and we're gonna be like, sick scum.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk just now.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes
Gotcha.
with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family.
Yep, you called it. House of Maniacs.
Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
So basically all the people who...
Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them.
Understandable.
They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
That's all. That's all it is.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
Chevreuse burst. Chevreuse bombs.
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
Oh yeah?
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Of course, we're making our way all across to that.
For what reason, Paimon, huh?
Oh,
What?
good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
4,000 thieves, that's not good.
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting. After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Manicure from...
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
God dang, Paimon. I mean, honestly, she's not, you know, it's kind of understandable this time.
I heard that.
Oh!
Finally, somebody heard what she said out loud.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now.
Crazies.
I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
What's the plan?
That's enough, Filial.
Where did you come from?
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
No.
Well, that's it for the supplies. We should probably head back as well.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
It's better not to pry. We should observe for now.
You're right.
Observe.
We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Linny's getting super far ahead. Come on, let's catch up.
Mustard. We failed the bounty. Get him. Oh. Go to the temporary accommodations.
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far?
They certainly got a lot of personality.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Lenny's cooking?
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Freminet? What are you doing here?
Is he hiding someone in that box?
Freminet, nice to see you again!
Freminet.
You too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Sounds real sus there, Fremi.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Freminet? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
No problem.
Alright.
Give me a second here. Food.
Oh no. He's gonna
water.
open that box. There's gonna be something in there.
Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
Don't ask questions, Lenny.
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know, and...
It's a big old cot right there. He's hiding the ghostly child I was talking about. Trying to feed her.
Freminet, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
You're not like me. You're not good at lying. Well, at least he's honest.
Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
You're not his real brother.
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face.
Really?
Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Just follow me.
God dang it, Freminet. Actually, thank you, Freminet. You're giving us something to do. A task to handle.
You're back! Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
She's real?
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
It's pretty darn close. I'll give him that.
You can call me Clairvy.
Clairvy! Alright. I thought it was supposed to look like an NPC, like a harsh NPC, like it was gonna look just the same hair color. But no, it actually looks pretty close.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you.
Does that name ring any bells, Lenny?
Nope.
No, not at all. That's not a
Not to
name
you.
we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Freminet. You, haven't told Father, have you?
So I wonder how much Freminet knows to the point where he's hiding her.
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
Half a month? Yeah. Yeah, I did too. I just expected like just a full-on NPC. I was like, ugh. But yeah, it looks pretty close. Yeah. I'll give him that one. It does look actually fairly good.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then, do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? 'Cause from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished.
Keep your voice down. Don't be too loud.
You know the rules of the house, Freminet.
You know the rules.
I know you do.
So
Father doesn't
do I.
tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that.
Can't hand her over.
Lenny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices, it's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
But Lenny can see her clear as day. The pendant definitely looks like it's important the way it's shown.
So what you're saying is, that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family.
Yeah, bring Chongyun to exercise.
I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
No, Freminet.
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
I mean, do you really think Arlecchino's gonna, like, punish her or, like, do something bad to the child? Even if she's not known about to be on the list, he's not just gonna kick her to the curb. No?
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
I mean, you just kind of take her off your hands. Whoops. Let the boss deal with it.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
Yeah, I'm genuinely shocked with the model of the character. Cleavery.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off.
No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that.
And her name is...
I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
Well, it's 145% of her HP. And for every normal attack you do, you lose kind of a lot of bond.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
Oh, those are the old rules. We got new rules now.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Trailer.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest.
Well, it's really diminished, huh?
Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Lenny,
I mean, it's understandable. You're not, like, really... It's a brother.
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Freminet, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me, that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
That is true, though. If you were like, even if somebody isn't blood related, if you grew up with them, they will feel like family. But if you're like 16 or 15, 16, and then like your parents remarry or something, and now you have a stepbrother or a stepsister, you don't know the person. You know, they're kind of like a stranger. But as long it's more about time. If you grew up with the person, then they're like family.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between
Blood or
Lenny
not
and
blood.
Freminet. Maybe we should go check on them.
But yeah, he was.
It's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Is this on purpose here?
Perry? Huh. Looks like she's not here either.
Perry. Oh gosh.
It's time to eat.
That's an interesting touch. Pairware. Perry. Okay. Can't talk to her though.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight,
Or a fight. But yeah, it makes sense though. I think it's all about the time.
Oh, wait a minute, Freminet. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
Ooh, dang. We were gonna stay the night, hang out in the house, sleep over, and now we're being told to leave.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
It'll be better if we stick around. Exactly.
I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Where'd all this come from? Me? Yeah, that was Father's orders, not you.
Me too.
Am I in trouble now?
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down.
But even then I don't know if I understand Lenny's plan here, or Freminet's plan. Even if you find the mystery, I mean, by that time, she's going to find her. And even if you do find the mystery of Clairvy, then what? If anything, you should tell Arlecchino and then figure it out together, or just have her handle it. But I guess I just feel like they don't want to do that.
That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
Okay.
I've tried that already.
And?
And nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but after some time, she just reappeared.
Okay. Honestly, I would feel like that would be a believable story. I would have been like, hey, I tried.
She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
Oh, gosh. I'm surprised. It's just, yeah, weird. I would have thought she would, like, run up to Arlecchino. Maybe Arlecchino can't see her.
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's tell Father and spar with her for fun.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines.
I mean, I feel like she kind of did, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm good on all that. I don't want to end up with the last Harbinger.
Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Freminet, I need you to promise me something.
Look at me.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
I thought it was going to pan over and Arlecchino was going to be behind him.
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready?
1,
1, 2,
2,
3. I swear.
Wait, what? Oh, Lynette. The sound effects. Oh, somebody popped up. Maybe not have been Arlecchino, but
Whoa!
her face.
Lynette!
She was like, "You ain't gonna exclude me."
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
This is like classic anime.
And, when exactly did you get here?
Just gonna kill him.
You're an idiot, brother.
Oh, he's talking to me.
And you too, Freminet.
Uh-oh, Lynette.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Oh, dang, we're all getting the band hammer. Rather than
If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
Dang, Lynette's gonna sell us out.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
Hey, it wasn't me, it was Lynette.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move.
Lynette said, "You know the rules, and so do I," and now he's saying we're all in this together from High School Musical.
There's no time to lose. Let's go.
Oh, man. Lynette almost sold us out. Oh. Oh.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
That food looks cold and old.
She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Because she's a ghost.
That's right.
Ghost.
Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical world at all. Still, when she's presented with food,
We can see her, though.
she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer.
Also, why did she come
My
back?
guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Why did she come back as a kid? Maybe that's when she had a promise that didn't get fulfilled? Because when she passed away, she was like a teenager. Or at least like about to be like 20 or something.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
It's like they don't have that model. They have the teen model and the adult model.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello.
Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
Can't?
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge,
Song.
they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
A new test subject.
Wait, does that mean the knave...
I'm assuming she's referring to the previous knave. That tingle?
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
The new test subject.
Perry, she's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
The platypus?
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah, Perry. Pearwayer.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine.
I gotta say, this is like the perfect setup for a story quest. I'm so glad we got that animated short, because that paints such a better picture for this. And, you know, kudos to them actually making it look like her.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clairvy, do you have a wish?
That's a big help, before it comes out.
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
C6 early. Sorry, Perry.
To go outside,
Oh, gosh.
where the sun can find me.
That's it? Oh,
Paimon,
that sounds easy enough.
you fool.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What does she mean by things can't be that simple?
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about and see if her name is on it.
Check file stream real quick. Is this, oh, he's not even there either. This is idle. The chest in his face gonna get banned. Oh gosh, that was great.
Freminet, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
I think that is a glitch that's been in the game since like it came out.
Understood.
And Highovers, they probably know about it, but they didn't get rid of it.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
The be right back screen.
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. It's too risky.
In too deep.
Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
Can you imagine if somebody was just like, somebody opened up his stream for the first time right there? Or like, not the first time, but like they just opened it up. Like me, but like they literally were just going to tune in. I see that. On the big screen.
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
You as a distractor.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong.
So the bird in Star Rail is Lenny's bird.
Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Well, this is good to get punished if he does find out.
You too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
The beach. The beach.
I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Alright. Hey, I'm here. Busted.
Clairvy, I'd like to take you somewhere. Is that okay with you?
Sure. Where are we going?
Oh gosh. Oh no. Clairvy. You know. He's alive! He's back! I mean, he wasn't dead, but...
It's the knave and
Child?
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating? What are you still doing in Fontaine?
Look at his drip.
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Uh-oh. He's caught something.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well...
Freaking child.
I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
His voice actor is hilarious, by the way. Or Griffin. I really want to see him fight Clorin, though. And lose.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
Honestly, I feel like he needs a skin the most, child.
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she'd already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay, so have you found any clues?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
It was like the Fatui Harbingers, and meanwhile, Traveler's just like, hey guys.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
No, not anytime soon, buddy.
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over. But they really did help speed up my recovery.
They also gave you a terrible disease.
And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuza.
Project Stuza?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regretors involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer.
No, don't avoid it.
Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
Oh, you're gonna see it.
And what a sweet little daydream that is.
Daydream.
But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
One I could do without, I'd say.
Awkward.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash-talking their colleagues behind their backs.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
Well, we just...
We wanted to learn more about you.
Right! We're super close to Lily
We're
and the
distracting
others, but
you.
we still don't know much about you!
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well, you see? There's only so much you can learn
Paimon,
about
hush.
someone
We'll
from a
handle
short
it.
introduction. At least tell us something a little extra, like... Why do you call yourself father?
Huh, good question. I'd also like to know.
Why are there X's in your eyes?
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that. Now can we?
Alright, that's no.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I
Literally.
think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
Wait, don't go!
If Naive leaves right now, she will sure run into Lenny and Clivery. Should I release the bird Lenny gave us? No, we should try and get her talking about something first. About the House of the Hearth.
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way,
Here we go, talking
if
about
you ever
Tonya and
betray
Tusser.
them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Ooh, you should have kept your mouth shut. Transfixed now.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
You're probably talking about the old one. The Naive betrayed the House of the Hearth, so does that mean what Clevery said was true? Does the Naive really treat her children like the test subjects?
Oh, wait. Did you really do something bad to those kids?
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten
Mighty
me?
Rooster.
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Nah, I think it means the last one.
Huh. Based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Yes. Yeah, Pantaloon.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
Oh, is it Byers' birthday? Speak of the devil.
Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then, why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all?
It's true.
The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
Alright, well, you know, hey. So much for learning anything else about her betrayal. She probably only revealed the secret in order to change the subject. It seems she's trying to avoid talking about her past.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Oh, really?
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down.
God dang it, child.
Seems pretty cool if you ask me.
Always want to
also
fight.
give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Yeah, I don't know where she was during the narwhal fight. That remains unanswered.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything.
Including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's not a thing anymore.
Well, the current atmosphere's
Surely.
not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusar enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand.
Rebellious phase.
Just imagine. Tusar becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. I get the picture.
This type of conversation that you would usually leave falling asleep, but you find yourself buying
Well,
something?
would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
All right, long convo.
Traveler, Paimon, I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each
That
other,
land.
we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
All right, child. Let us know you're doing well.
We should probably get going too.
I guess.
Do you want to head back with us?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit.
Oh, well, that worked out.
I have some things to think about.
Excuse me. But back on the shop in Fontaine City. All right.
Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
All right.
we managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
Everything has went fine. You know, if I had Tartaglia, I'd take a picture right here, but I guess, then again, he was already standing here before. 2 Arlecchinos. Got 2 straight-faced. One looks a lot less menacing.
Oh, you decided to stay a little longer. Let's take in the ocean view together then.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Yo.
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
He's a vampire.
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her.
Let's just start burning.
But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished.
Oh.
I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Dang. Paimon? Not sure pushing works on a non-corporeal being.
Oh, true.
True.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here.
So much for that.
How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's take a
Take
look.
a look. Looking.
Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, L'Endroit, Chambel, Horaire.
Order. Lendos. Le Poyade. No, I'm just purposely messing it up. Jimbel. I'm a little sus of Jimbel here. His names are worse than pronounced than Leo's. Yeah, that's oof. That's a big oof right there.
Oh, yikes. That Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face.
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
No, they'd be all about it.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well, I never saw him again after that.
Ooh.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
Killed him.
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
Dang, I didn't realize that was... Oh, wow. I thought it was, that was maybe like the old leader, but... Okay. Oh, it's still pretty harsh. There, Arlie. A solemn atmosphere descends over the group as you...
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Freminet, were you able to find anything out?
It's a bit rough.
Freminet.
Sorry. I was thinking about something.
Come on, go with the program.
I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange.
Doctor?
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along, Chapleau and Filial are a
Chapleau.
good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight.
Sharing my knowledge.
That's one thing we all share. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for.
True.
Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the House, most people would never say that out loud.
Kind of messed up, because you would think, like, if you're in the House of Hearth, you're, like, quote-unquote rescued from your situation. And then eventually you can leave, because now maybe somebody else can take care of you. Or, like, you resolve your situation. But, nope.
People like Chapleau and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, definitely not her.
Well,
He's the one that takes
that's
them out.
true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about something.
I do like how this quest is very focused.
I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
We're not just, like, hanging out with some NPCs and doing chores.
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
Kali?
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
For the kid that strangles animals, of course, he would like the House of Hearth. More living beings to strangle. Oh, gosh.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Project Cold.
Whoa. Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrator have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
The Rooster and the Refrigerator.
Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Whoa. Hold on, Lenny. There's still one more Gnosis to go. Maybe there's not. What if they already have it? No. Don't think so. Also, wait. Yeah, not Lan. Because they're already in Snezhnaya, so she would already have that one.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Hey, Celestia, you want to wake up at some point?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role.
Want to
To
do
us,
anything?
the whole thing is an inconvenience.
Something?
Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Well, how do you know if you don't know what the plan is? Looks like the Fatui are plotting something big. But given how little Lynette and others seem to know about it, I probably won't be able to learn much. Let's keep a sharp eye out during any future dealings with the Fatui to see what I can learn.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying. And that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well,
not much we can
it's
do with
getting
her,
late.
though.
We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow.
Trust is ever, traveler.
Oh, she's running.
Look over there.
What's she doing over there?
Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees.
Go, 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 go. Oh, she got far. She got far. Cat with a blue hat. Nice. That's the first thing I noticed when I saw her sit down like that. I was like, she's got the Nahida idol.
Over there.
Get her. Oh. She's gone. Sea breeze rendezvous.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast.
Shoot. I mean, we can't really control where she goes, you know? Kind of just like all she wrote. Can I adopt you, Lord of Dendro? Oh gosh, Nahida's like, no, I know what you do. No. Anything but that.
Oh, look. She stopped.
I mean, we took out Alfonso. Bailmoon?
Clairvy.
Shh.
Shush.
I opened the window while no one was looking.
Shut up.
Look how pretty the outside is.
Window.
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a reality, right?
Dang, that's a true line.
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clairvy. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision.
No.
Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. Including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough.
And now I'm thinking it's the old knave, but...
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do.
Gotta be the old one.
She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think
Yeah,
of her
okay.
like a real mother.
I figured.
Mother?
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced
Sure doesn't.
it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Girl, you literally can walk around whenever you want. You could have found her.
Harry. There's that name again. Also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
I'm not sure either.
Well,
Yeah, I talked in the past.
It seems
Tried
like she really
when she
needs
was a
someone
kid.
to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer.
What's that explain to model?
She looks so young. But it seems like she's been through a lot.
It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't
Invisible
it
window.
pretty? Hey, wanna hear
Oh,
a
she's on the
secret?
windowsill.
I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
No. See, this is a perfect animation right here. Or animation. A perfect callback to it. It's a great sign that we actually got that, because now we can put it together. This is them sitting in the windowsill, looking outside of the balcony, talking about the Snezhnaya sky.
Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, imagine... Yeah, exactly. Imagine doing a story quest without knowing the context of the animated short. It'd be so lost. It'd be great if we could get those more often.
What should I do?
But lack thereof those animations make it a lot more special too, in a way. Just ready for a jump scare there. After some time, Clary comes back down to her cell.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back.
Well, you didn't watch the video,
We've got an
Paimon.
early morning tomorrow.
You gotta watch the video. You didn't watch it, you can still understand what's happening.
All right, looks like we're all here.
I like the context of
Go
it.
ahead with the plan.
If there's like a... Oh, maybe it's like a book for it. A book with it.
Oh? What is it?
Excuse me. Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Clairvy last night.
We didn't kinda, we did.
That's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous. And he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the
they're
same
all
side,
harbingers.
so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Secret experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together.
Yeah, you could grasp that. Like, if there was no shore, I would have been able to grasp that she's talking about somebody else, at least. But the rest, I don't know.
The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to.
Agree.
I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's
Oh
good
yeah,
to hear at
Fatui
least.
boy.
Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys.
You already had one big argument back in Act 1.
It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Let's focus on the plan for now.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore.
Still?
We'll be counting on you to distract her. Lynette, you're with me. Freminet, you know what to do.
Again?
Be on your guard, everyone. All right, let's get to it.
Let's go. Let's distract her even more so.
Where are we going today?
Let's try somewhere further away this time.
Okay. Where'd Freminet go? Dang, she's been out here the whole day and night. 24 hours she's been out here. 24 hours.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
Oh, we didn't sleep.
A little.
Yeah. We should have. There's so many questions we should have asked, and so many things we should have said. But alas, the quest must continue.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
What?
Us? Distract you? A good one. But no.
No.
We were just here for a chat.
Quit joking around. Yeah, we're just playing. We're just playing.
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think.
It's just messing around,
No matter.
Arlie.
If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere?
Yeah, let's go to the Hotel de Board.
Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
The weather sure is nice.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient.
Heels get past you.
Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
It's a long walk.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
What should we do?
Give up. Let's go to Natlan early.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
We should release the pigeon Natlan gave us.
Oh, good idea.
And you know,
Hopefully
she
he's
actually
listening
did
kind.
let the bird go.
Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
Don't really have any other options. Guess we can just take it one step at a time.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting.
It's so over. It's so over. It's Jover. It's Arlie over.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait. I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I like how at this point, nothing means anything anymore.
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Freminet.
Like, she already knows. Doesn't know exactly what's happening, but she knows something's going on, and we're just like, oh yeah.
Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
There you go, asking the real questions.
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Arlie, I thought you were different.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say our principles are more stringent than most.
Alright, it's Google time. Stringent, you say? Stringent. Imagine like just like strict.
Stringent.
Yep. More strict.
Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
Hey, alright. Nice knowing you, Lenny, Lynette, Freminet. I'll be on my way.
I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Freminet will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nantoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
All the playable characters, you're good. NPCs, nah, I can't live.
But that's awful.
Nah, it's fine.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer.
A little longer.
If Linny and the
Not too
others
long,
manage to dispose of Claire V in the meantime,
Oh,
all
dang.
evidence of their
She knows.
wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't
She
prove.
knows. I didn't think she knew. She knows.
If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe.
Well, it's a deal then. We'll hold it to you. Arlie has her favorites, even their outfit is better than the other siblings. It's true.
Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
Dang. Trapped it up. Didn't even get a chance to reach Lenny. Dang.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Didge. That's the cool little animation now. They got like the little bird cage. Like a makeshift blood bird cage.
Wait, where did you get that?
When we threw it out, Paimon?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, for the matter at hand. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things up just in time.
Time to go. Big old caught. You got caught. You got. Got. She said, oh yeah, I think this belongs to you, buddy. Your little emergency plan. I saw what you were doing. I know what you did. Good old Nouvellette. Been a while, huh?
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Pre-watched.
I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
White hair gang. No words needed. There you go. was that red hot fire coffee again. Be careful.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
Well, the constellations.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out.
Okay.
As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean.
True.
Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Named Neuvillette. We'll just say in some rivers, you know, there may be a dam and then it blocks it off. Maybe a whole lot of dirt, some pollution. Sometimes the river doesn't always meet the ocean.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
Kind of. I got it.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
If you took from the dirtiest river and boiled that water, do you actually be able to, quote-unquote, clean it? I don't think so.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine.
Forces?
And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe. What was the black suit Spider-Man? Or Spider-Man? Black suit Arlecchino?
Tartuffe. Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean?
Oh, never
My
mind.
deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
Indeed.
Next meeting.
I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
Yeah, I like this quest. I like how we're kind of just like on the task at hand.
I believe I've told you before that my emotions easily resonate with those of others. Yet in the few meetings I've had with that Harbinger, I haven't been able to sense any aspect of her emotional state. Her mind is like a still body of water. Who knows what darkness lies in its depths, and the lack of ripples on the surface gives nothing away. It's unclear whether this is her natural state of being, or whether it's an incredible strength of will that gives her the ability to master her emotions. Either scenario, however, suggests she is a very dangerous individual.
Can't be read.
I do not expect an explanation as to why you two are by her side. Whatever your reasoning, I would only advise you to take caution.
Thanks, Neuv. Don't worry about that one. I am most certainly cautious. The man, the myth, the legend. Neuv. Now we must leave. Oh. Everything's cutting out. There we go. Just gonna pronounce that guy's name, but never mind. Oh, okay.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there?
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
Winnie,
Dang, didn't even answer.
I really hope everything's going okay. Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
What was that guy doing? Was that guy running away? She was relaxed, didn't seem to be joking either, which said that who would betray their organization must pay with their lives. What's this guy yelling about? What's this guy yapping over? Oh yeah, she knew. She knew. Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Watch where you're going,
Are
you
all right?
green-haired.
Oh, jeez. I'm so
Oh,
sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
The guy with the H. What's his name? Hoyer? Or was it with the last guy? Jimbel? Jabel? Yeah, I'm gonna butcher the names, but it was one of the guys, one of the 4 people in that list.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper.
The guy with the scar.
On the house.
Of Hearth? This guy looks familiar for some reason.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to.
Newsboy.
It's not like I'm short on supply. All the extras will be useless come tomorrow anyway. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually.
Go get going.
So
Running for
Hold
your
on.
life. Oh, man. You tried, but to no avail.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora. It's just, I don't have any on me at the moment.
I'll take 3 papers. Here, your payment.
Huh?
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married soon, so
No, you're
sometimes
not.
it's hard to not get ahead of myself. Anyway, I should head out.
The hell you are.
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson.
Maybe you are.
We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer?
Okay, now I'm kind of losing the thread here. What's going on?
Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
Shouldn't I buy some more time if we head back now? I doubt letting any of this will make any progress. What should we
It
do?
appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless.
Worthless.
That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition.
If we get to eat barbecue dinner, that's our condition.
If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself.
She's just asking for barbecue dinner, man.
Things.
Then what can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far.
Let's hear it.
Wonderful. Here it is.
That lipstick.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide.
Oh, Lord. Sure.
Then we have a deal. Follow me.
But the dinner, though. The food. Oh, we were sliding for a second there. Into the sunlight. Follow the name to the nameless ruins. Yep, we're going to where the animation was. Can already tell. Yes, sir. Alright, I don't think this is it. But just in case, let's actually pick a team. Well, I think... Nah. Surely it'll be like, pick your team first. Let's keep the immersion.
How about we explore the area
Hey, Paimon's trying to warn me. She's saying don't go. Hey, that's her. Is that the local legend one? I imagine we'll just talk here.
What is this place?
Learn about the history some more.
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble. No one comes here anymore, nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a harbinger.
Here we go.
And before Lyney and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this is where it all happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Hold on, I'll let her explain.
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning.
Recap! The ruins just from that one blast. That's crazy how she actually defeated a level 90 Triple Crown Mother at that young age. It's true.
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth.
Crucibina.
From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children.
That's how it looks at the bottom there. It's kind of in the way.
Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house.
You would think she would give her some kind of leeway, like your own blood daughter. The picture looks so clear, too. And Crucibina looked so good.
Clairvy was happy here.
For a time.
But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
Dang. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize they were gonna have, like, they were actually gonna, like, basically tell it, you know? But basically, it's all right here.
They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on.
It's true.
Or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally.
Oh, Lord.
Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created.
Evil.
Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Perware.
Perry?
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Perware, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Perware was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end.
Talking to herself, or talking about herself in third person.
Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Perware that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed.
Well.
There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating.
Oh,
the only thing that kept her going was her strength of will.
Come on, now.
Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perware would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things.
A little bit
10
older.
years had passed. 10
16.
years worth of failure after failure. She and Perware weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as ever.
So approximately they would be 16 here.
It was during this time that Perware suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies?
Mother
herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power.
Nah, it's just ranks.
Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success.
Take the solo leveling route, man. It's just a rank. Don't let it scare you.
Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perware could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross.
Come on, at this point, you gotta see past it. Triple Crown mother beat a kid? Oh no, at least the worst could do is killing Timmy's pigeon.
If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Ooh. Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Perware. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Perware end her life.
She had a spear, she had a polearm, and she had a sword. And you can see Arlecchino's hands are starting to turn black on the fingertips. Huh.
From that moment on, Perware's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success.
Dang. There's a little bit of like what's the kid song with the spider? Itsy Bitsy Spider? Water Spout? when the rain finally came and washed it all away. But then she had a pet spider and, you know, the whole spider thing with Arlecchino.
It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness.
That's just messed up, man. No other choice. I mean, what if he tried to fight her? Oh, no. Yeah, she didn't want to harm her mother.
She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was.
Yeah, the person who did it. The person who put you all through it.
Sabina, you mean? But...
No buts.
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared.
Oh, so that was a year in between? I didn't realize that.
The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules.
So after she took out Clevery, Clevery is a year after she fought the old knave. Yeah, it's just cool because it just brings hype when you have an animation like that, you know? And then it's just like you said, it gives you a nice visual. And it basically it's like you studied for a test, basically. It's like you kind of have the information. So when it's presented to you, it just makes sense, you know? Like you would learn it on your own, but it's just a luxury to have that animation. And then like she goes into more detail and explains the specifics and the time frames, how old they were, the time difference between what happened, you know.
Peruere won the battle and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
But she didn't, though, because you're still... Oh, I guess you still get the title, the knave, but okay.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Peruere. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
True.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crusabina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino,
but as
father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
That inhale. The Clary we met, who is she exactly?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed.
That's what I was saying.
So the Clairvy we met, was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
Oh, really? Everything?
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim.
Oh, okay.
Clairvy is a very special case. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old.
Yep.
But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well.
Seems like she progressively gets some of them back, though.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past.
Yeah,
Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives.
Really?
But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who will listen.
Just like she did before?
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time. Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind this time.
So that's your resolve.
Wait!
I mean, we really gotta save her? Not like it really means anything.
Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
You can't talk to her, Paimon. There's no talking.
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them.
Honestly, I'm with the knave here. I'm with Arlecchino. I don't really see a problem getting rid of her. It's just a shadow stuck in time, and I don't know about the other two people. But, yeah.
I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share, because that is how a household should be run.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't the secrets not the same, though? Aren't your secrets not the same as her secrets?
Is this really what you want to do?
Oh! Lamine.
Whatever could you mean?
Sarah!
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Do you know how much volume this would add if she just did this all the time?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs: anger and sorrow.
Oh, no, I don't know if you're avoiding those.
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Shoot. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, man. I don't really see the problem here. I'm with Arlecchino on this. You got somebody running around giving all your secrets away.
Here they are, Father.
She's outside.
Execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
He's excited. Clary's outside.
Lenny!
She's out.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time. I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
It's just a shadow, Lenny. Let it go.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
So is she talking to you now? Like, actually?
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Look at that shot. Dang, she really has no sorrow or anger. There's just no emotion.
Father, let me explain.
So now, okay. So now I see how this happens here.
Out of my way.
Father!
They're not gonna get out the way.
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that, you must be punished.
Wait, Lenny? I thought she was gonna let him off the hook.
Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
Oh, okay. Alright.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Ooh, I thought she was gonna, like, snap her fingers and they were just gonna explode.
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy.
Toddy.
Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
It's true, she did say that. And if she said that, then she must have been talking about Arlecchino. Unless Cleavery told everyone of these people, and that's what they're talking about.
I did not!
She definitely called them crazies. But the second part, maybe I forgot.
You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us!
She did call them crazies.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. You were using all those things Clairvy brought up as an excuse to question Father. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings?
Oh.
Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
That was a 180.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget.
In my mind, I changed your diapers.
That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it? Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Dang, really?
Filial, Nantoy, I'm sorry. I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today.
So then why did you... I mean, I guess, yeah, if one person does something wrong, then they all get punished for it.
If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But...
The rules are rules.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
my hands are tied.
Man. Dang.
Why? Why?
There's the trailer.
That's enough, Filial.
Why?
We made a mistake. And we should own up to it. We broke the rules. Plain and simple. And now we have to face the consequences.
07.
I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We... accept our...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
Dang, she's gonna make him reiterate it.
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
He's walking away.
Something you want to say, Lenny?
Lenny?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal?
Let's go full form just to beat a normal human. Yeah, that's what I was thinking in the back of my head. I'm like, so what's gonna make her go full, like, Super Saiyan God mode?
We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers.
It's true.
All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being a real family than we've ever been.
This is good voice acting from Damon.
So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Lenny.
Oh, wasn't that? No.
Father, please.
Not the big three.
Lenny, you...
I also agree with Lenny.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way.
See?
Draw your weapons and face me.
At least she's, you know, considering to reconsider. You know? At least it wasn't just like, no, you must die. It's like, hey, at least you got an option. You're not gonna win, but at least yes, let the barbecue begin.
Our weapons?
Get that great magic out.
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Let's go.
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished.
Freminet, get that bell on that. Get that finale of the deep. Let's go.
However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
All right. Now, where do we fall in this? Are we gonna fight, or are we just like stand back? Like, what do we do?
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
You can do it. You don't actually have to beat her. She just said you just have to prove your strength.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
No, it's actually not true. That's not true. Actually not true. Oh, that's C0. Take the card. Raise those fists. Raise those swords. That's all you need, Lenny, is a card?
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? Can they really win something like that?
Sit back, get some popcorn, and watch.
If they lose, those people from the house are really going to be executed. Hey, are you listening?
Madge. The bell can take it. It has a shield. No worries. It's true. It's true. No, she doesn't want to execute them.
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Back then, she never actually answered my question. But it makes the answer pretty obvious, isn't it?
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
It's a cool shot, though. I don't necessarily know if, like, that's animation that was used before. Well, certainly not the fire. That's for sure. But there's no way the knave will lose on purpose.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the
This
Hearth.
is our choice.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Paimon's like, what are you doing?
Traveler?
We're joining the fight. I like to see for myself what the fourth of the Harbinger. I like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers can do. Listen, we've taken that a lot. You know, you might be a little afraid of us.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
Paimon's like, you're on your own.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all.
Dang, now she's fully on fire. It's a Human Torch.
All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all.
Oh, shoot.
Any less, and you may just lose your life.
It's time. I like this quest, though. This is good. Oh, shoot. No. Remember when I mentioned my team?
With these rising flames.
Oh, shoot. This is sick. 100K. Dang. Lenny was right. No, we'll live. We'll live. Traveler versus Adventurine? No, that's not the right name. Arlecchino. Ooh. We don't need a team. The Traveler is strong.
Spare your energy.
In itself.
Running is of little use.
We don't need teammates. All we need
Getting gear.
is willpower.
Who's next?
Imagine if I actually did it though. Oh no, this sucks too because we gotta do the whole cutscene again, don't we? All right, take two. Harbinger v Harbinger. Look at that slow walk though.
Here's the storm.
It's time to go.
I swear by my
Oh, there's a good amount of health.
Upon the gale.
Now's our chance. Now that's
Go, Lenny. Wait, whoa.
with the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
Oh,
Spare your
uh-oh.
energy. Running is of little use.
First attack. Oh, only when it's up. Okay, that's it. Oh, she sure did stand back.
wind. Hear me.
Look at you. Trapped like a
Dang.
bunch of health. Try to pace yourself.
Sheesh. Oh, dang. I was just watching. Is that a yo-yo? Hand grab?
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Running.
Now's our chance.
Is that it?
Fly tangled in a web.
Oh, I see. Dude, what? This freaking Spider-Man.
Spare your energy. Run.
He's literally Spider-Man over here. There it is. Phase 2. Immediate outfit change. Can you imagine the people like in the Fontaine City, like looking out in the distance right now? Ooh. Oh, pairware. Okay, so now we're going back. Oh, battle theme. Oh,
The price. Who's next? For my sins.
what do you mean? What the heck was that? Dang.
Watch out for Father's movements!
Oh yeah, I'll try, Lenny. Give me a second. Dang, he's not playing around. I thought it was a TCG duel, I swear. Uh-oh. That's not
Now's our chance. Your punch
Don't die.
made manifest. Squall fury.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh god. I want to see what you can do first before.
Watch out for Father's movements. Look out! The sun and moon have set.
Hey.
Only ruin remains.
This is a boss fight right here.
Struggle in vain.
This is a boss fight right here. Oh. Trying to do a charge attack. No, please.
Now's our chance.
Over here.
Yeah, like, look at this. Like, is this some kind of prototype for like helping out with your friends? Oh. Oh, okay, Lamine. Pulling the card of the Harakazawa.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
I taught you better than that. Oh, got him.
Oh, I know.
What? No! What? Lenny can do that? Oh, I'm sorry. He turned it. He turned it. Lenny with the Naruto move.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Dang. Ooh. Not the other kids. She can't do it. Wait, hold on a second.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
Tsukiyomi? Bro.
Crimson Moon.
Like, no joke, for real.
I can't move.
No joke, for real. It's huge. It's gonna take our eye out.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Wait, Pyro Delusion and Pyro Vision? She doubled down? You have 5 elements? Really, I mean? That's true. That may have been possibly the best altercation we've had.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
We don't want the children to cry. So that was all for show. It just kind of said, you know what? I was just joking with you guys. It's fine. I just roughed you up a little bit. That's all. But yeah, that's I know I was like joking around with that, but yeah, that cutscene was insane. Cutscene, gameplay, the boss. I kind of went through it a little quickly. I tried to like backpedal a bit, but the cutscenes just kind of play automatically. I do want to go in the actual fight and see what all her moves are. But that was sick though. Like, that's a boss fight right there. Not a stand around and let somebody else do it. We actually get the... Well, we had help, but not that kind of help. And one more thing too, you notice how like Lamine or not Lamine, Lynette and Freminet and Lenny were actually helping out, and there's thing was on the side of the screen. I wonder if that's like a thing that they'll implement later. Like maybe one day we'll actually get that co-op abyss. Copium.
Brother, are you alright?
Lenny.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as a group,
Oh shoot.
the punishment stands.
Oh dang. Well, whoops.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
Oh shoot.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination.
Make up your mind, Arlecchino.
In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution.
Okay, now you're going back and forth.
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
At this point, I'd rather she would just kill them.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
Oh. Okay.
If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
So, if you could do that, I mean, I guess maybe what those like flame potions he has is rare, possibly? Because if that's the case, then why didn't you do that before? Why did anybody have to die?
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house, and give you a new identity.
Or maybe this is what she always did, and this is what people... Maybe this is what she always did. Yeah, that could be it. Maybe she never actually killed anybody. Maybe she just did this. I don't know. Hopes are too high, then I just... Less than a minute. Yeah. Oh, you're saying for the story, or I guess we'll see the next one. So that means the young man that I thought was familiar, the one selling newspapers outside of this man, must have been the same horror we saw. Oh, okay. So okay, I'm stupid. So that's what that was. So that just confirmed my question. So it turns out it doesn't actually kill them, but puts the fear of God in you. But yeah. Okay. So it turns out it was all just. It's not gonna be an easy taking of whatever that potion is, but she doesn't just go out killing people.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
She did say that. My understanding of the knave is right. She really thinks of that as killing him. The horror that lived in the House of Hearth is dead. The one that remains is simply a normal person living outside this world with his beloved. Oh, okay. But what about the other three? Even so, that's what's better than actually ending lives.
So,
yeah.
You're just letting us go, Father?
I mean, essentially, she's not wrong. It is like living a new life. You know? Oh, the weekly as well. Dang.
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down, but I really...
Don't cry, Filial.
Don't cry. We don't want to make the children cry, and she did it. Yeah. They're all wiped, so you're good to go. You you don't have that memory anymore.
You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
No, you won't.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you really want.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Lenny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them,
Ooh.
the choice is yours.
Oh. So they have the choice. Is he smiling right now? I can't tell.
Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
I mean, they can choose to take them if they want. Those 3.
Let's go.
And assuming they will not take it.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny. I'll help you walk back.
Thank you.
Any words?
Clairvy.
Don't end right here. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time.
Oh yeah, probably will be a 4-star. 2 minutes. We finally get to have a resolve here.
You really are Perry, aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long. How come you're all grown up?
So it is real.
Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
Bang. You died, Clairvy. You died.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless.
Yep.
Oh. Okay then.
Huh? That's it? You accepted it just like that?
Just up to her face.
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me.
But who did it though?
Plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she?
Hate to break it to you, but
Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
if Arlecchino starts crying here.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often sought comfort in the night sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together.
I blasted your mother.
Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time.
Ugh.
That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope.
Yeah, she's Nihility, confirmed.
You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die.
Dang.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down.
Imagine hearing this
But
yourself.
somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you.
If Genshin had like a what if and Cleavery was actually the Harbinger now?
If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first
Really?
met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue.
The freedom where you guys are all out of the House of Hearth?
But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate.
I wish you could have just demolished the whole House of Hearth program.
It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past.
So that was the deal. Yeah, you could probably say Cleary was the second strongest, I'd imagine.
Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for.
Just a fair one, because what you guys have was not fair.
You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Yeah, you have.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places. Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
Of course!
Yeah.
We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears off for 3 days straight.
Well, I don't know about Lamine, but we can go with Anima Archon, the Geo Archon, Electro Archon, and Dendro. Honestly, you probably want to hear about freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard.
Oh, the drunk one?
Playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
Oh, we do all. Okay.
That's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother.
Oh.
It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something like that
Her
either.
face.
I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
Well, at least 3 days. Electro?
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like?
Foxes.
I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face. Are there any yokai like that?
Nah.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
Dendro?
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fighting lessons, but at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying.
Whoa. Hey, yo.
I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life actually sounds pretty great.
I'd imagine it would sound pretty great in comparison. Now we get to Fontaine, the nation she calls home.
The situation was
Called
super
home.
dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime. And they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
Epicles.
Oh no. That must have been hard for all of you. What happened next?
Yeah, there's a couple people who would fit that description. And Manga Genki, even maybe the same. Oh yeah, Manga Genki would.
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super
God
quickly.
dang
All
it,
thanks
Paimon.
to Detective Paimon, of course.
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me.
Arlecchino, get her.
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Claire's listening really intently to Paimon's story, but the time we were in Fontaine, seems really happy, like all her troubles have been forgotten. This is the first time she's ever been able to relax truly, but I'm not sure how long this moment can last.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly forgotten over time.
Dang, that sucks. So she'll just go right back to the original.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
It's good.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well?
Oh.
I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me.
But maybe there is.
Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel.
It's gonna get me if Arlie
Goodbye.
starts crying.
May we meet again someday.
Dang.
Clairvy.
Just say it, Lumine. God.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I mean, does this mean, is she gonna go back to her original self after that, or is she gone now? Because it'd be good if she was just gone for good. And not having to go back to the same cycle again and again.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid.
Because I would like to just let her go off with that, then have to come back and do the whole thing again.
I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures.
Oh.
But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye.
Oh, I see.
Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Father?
Fake cough.
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
I see. That's kind of an annoying hassle to deal with.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filio and the others have left the house.
They all left the house? Dang.
And you? What have you decided?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house.
You sure?
It's the only home we've ever known.
I mean, yeah.
Lynette and Freminet feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet you seem to have different ideas.
I want to be a magician.
I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly,
You cherish,
your family.
And you're very strong at C0.
You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Lyney. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Lyney.
Hero. Father is the real hero.
The Lenny praise.
Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
Sure you are.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it.
To be honest, I wouldn't want to be the leader of the House of Earth.
We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires the strength of will to face whatever comes. Caution will only hold you back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities.
Yeah. You were thinking about the odds, and it was just like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Like, I was making the comparison about solo leveling, you know? It's like the rank is higher than you, but don't count yourself out too quickly.
Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
True.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with
Lenny.
Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down.
All right, Lenny, she tried. She gave the opportunity. She gave you the chance, but you signed a death wish.
Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
Fun fact, that's exactly what she said in The Winter Nights of Laszlo. I like how it all came back around to that. That's funny.
Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. We need only wait for our prey to come to us.
You are the spider.
At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment.
He's like the most honest person. Once we meet again as friend or foe,
No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Into the sunlight. Wait 2 days later. But before we wait those 2 days later, already giving out a round of applause. This quest is just so straightforward to the point, and I genuinely appreciate that. Genuinely, we didn't drift off to too many things. We didn't get sidetracked. It was about a certain thing, and we kept on about it the whole way through.
Lynette? Freminet? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
No need to worry.
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
Dang.
Oh, and I wanted to ask, is Clairvy gone?
Yes.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
At least she's gone now. Oh, so maybe she is just gone, because her wish has been fulfilled.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crusabina and Clairvy. Actually, I've met Crusabina before.
Excuse me?
Wait, what?
Oh, wait. So the Freminet was the boy in it. I thought so, but I've heard so many theories about it being like someone else, but I was pretty confident it was him, but I wasn't 100%. That's good to know that was actually Freminet.
Crusabina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
So one of the Freminet's the oldest one out of the three. No, I thought Lenny was.
Crusabina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating.
Freminet, you should have mentioned this 3 hours ago.
When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end.
Huh?
And all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crusabina never talked about the past with us newcomers.
Freminet.
A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crusabina and burned all her files. With that, the names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames.
Freminet.
Along with the painful memories they represented.
You didn't think to mention this earlier?
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crusabina or Clairvy.
Well, Lynette, that's whatever, but Freminet, well, I mean, I guess maybe, I guess you can't give the story away that fast, otherwise there wouldn't be a story quest. But what the heck? You could have... you wasted 3 hours. Freminet, why didn't you say anything? You should have been the first thing. You would have been like, maybe she doesn't mean Arlecchino, maybe she means the last one. And she's a kid, and she was part of the House of Hearth. That definitely would have been a possibility. I don't know how long it's been going, but you know that there was somebody prior to Arlecchino. Whatever.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself.
Yeah, and before Lumine could have said mother, and then that would have tied in. Yeah, that's a little silly, but
The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past.
Maybe.
She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it.
Okay, maybe that was like forbidden information or something. Maybe they would get in trouble.
The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past,
I mean,
it has nothing to do with who we are now.
Even still, though, you could have, if we were trying to figure out what was going on with Cleavery, we could have at least mentioned that.
And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit. If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have already...
Don't think about that.
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
You know, aside from Freminet knowing that information, that was very good. And I liked how we had an issue in the very beginning, and we tried to deal with that issue from start to finish, and that was the quest. We didn't dilly-dally, we didn't go off to the side, we didn't do anything different. We were focused on the quest the whole way through, and I love that. Sweet summer child, Freminet.
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
You just kind of stalled. We'll be back as guests.
Of course. You're welcome anytime.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
I don't think their memory got wiped that good, because they still like the same things they liked before. He wouldn't go to the opera even when he was in the House of the Hearth, and they're still talking about it now? I don't know, Arlie. They might have some memories stuck in there still. That was like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 because Freminet knew the whole freaking time. I would give it 10, but Freminet's like, oh yeah, I knew that. It's like, what? But that was fantastic. That was just focused, straight to the point. Gameplay wise, wasn't much going on besides the boss fight. It was mostly just dialogue, but as it probably usually is, you know. Oh, that's a good point. We didn't get to play as Arlecchino. Yeah. Usually story quests you get to play as the character. We didn't get to play as her. So gameplay wise, that was actually close to none. But yeah. Didn't know who Cleavery was from the beginning. Didn't mention it either. Yeah, I got it. That's the one part about this that doesn't make sense. Anyway. I don't understand. If Freminet knew, then he should have known in the beginning. And he was the one that was hiding it. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even, my brain can't even wrap my head around it because if he knew in the beginning who she was, it wouldn't be this mysterious person. And then he necessarily wouldn't know how to resolve her wish, per se. Like the quest would still go on because he doesn't know how to resolve her wish. He doesn't know what she wants exactly. And they try to bring her outside, and she just goes right back in the darkness. So her wish wouldn't be fulfilled even if he did know, because he did know. But basically, yeah, exactly. Kind of just let me shut up and let them figure it out, really, because he knew, but I guess he didn't know enough to solve it, essentially. But we didn't have to jump through that many hoops to figure that out, though, Freminet. Didn't have to go through all those hoops. Definitely could have got there a little bit faster. But yeah, overall it was good. It's very good. That'll go in one of my favorites for just like, not just like a broken record, but I just love how focused that was. We just got straight to it. There wasn't no NPC thing going on. It was just like, hey, it's time to go. We did it. That was good. I give that like a solid 9 out of 10, just because of Freminet. That was good. That was very good.